we like that one. That's fun. We're definitely nearing the end of these British movies that Alfred Hitchcock did. At this point, we do have two more to go. Boy, there were two really great scenes in that movie that everybody always talks about. The first was, to me anyways, the scene where they're hiding and they go in that abandoned mine shaft, and her car falls in and she's falling, and apparently, now I've not done a big comparison, but apparently that whole scene is reproduced in North by Northwest, where Cary Grant is with Eva Marie Saint at Mount Rushmore, and she's falling, and he's carrying her back up. It is interesting when you watch that scene, though. Nova Pilbeam, first it's her left hand, then it's her right hand, then her left hand. She's finally carried up with her right hand. If you do watch it again, and apparently as well, the hand that she's actually grabbing is not the hand of the actor that we thought, but it was actually an extra, and it turned out to be the man she met on this movie set and that she eventually married and then retired from filmmaking. So the second big scene, of course, in this movie is the big panning in scene, which took them 2 days to rehearse and to film. Really is really worth it for a couple of reasons, just because of the scope of doing that. And we'll see that again in the movie Notorious with Ingrid Bergman, where you have this shot coming in and we're focusing on her hand because she's got something in her hand. I don't want to give it away, but really quite good. And how cool was that moment where as the audience, we know, I mean, you sort of knew the guy with the squinty eyes killed his wife, but at the end, we know something they don't know. We know something that they don't know he's there. We don't know, or when we now know that he's there. He thinks he's caught. We know he's not. We're thinking, that's him right there, go get him. And really quite neat, certainly from an audience point of view, a voyeur, we're the voyeur at that point. So really well done, really enjoyed that scene. Not the greatest drumming, but we certainly loved it. Quick word about the blackface, definitely interesting to see in a movie from 1937. And suffice it to say, all I'm going to say about the blackface is, if you're interested in it, go to Wikipedia and just type in blackface and read about it. It's interesting. Certainly, those would find it offensive these days. It's offensive to us, but worthwhile reading. I came across it when I was researching the movies, the early sound films, and in the movie The Jazz Singer with Al Jolson, where he's on his knees and he's singing Mammy, and of course he's in the blackface, so makes for some interesting reading. So how Hitchcockian was this movie? Well, if you're keeping score, we have, of course, the Wrong Man theme. We have some brandy twice. We had a blonde leading lady, we had a chase, a man on the run, we have murder, we have music playing a role in the plot, we have the MacGuffin, which we'll talk about in a second, we have trains, we have birds, we have humor, we have shadows, we have ineffective police, I'm running out of breath, suspense, romance, and wow, it really is really neat to see. We didn't have a spy ring in this one. I think maybe at this point we got tired of pretending there were Nazis, or maybe they couldn't figure out a way to work that one in here. But we also had a woman and man who didn't like each other and were certainly, sort of forced together. I liked how much Nova Pilbeam was in this movie, and boy, weren't the actors excellent in this? Just wonderful. Tragically, we don't see either of them again. Nova, of course, retired from filmmaking in the 40s, and that's too bad. So Hitchcock said this was his favorite British film. If I'm not mistaken, I said that already. Maybe he was taken out of context or in a different interview. He really did like this one a lot. Again, on a very low budget. Boy, this is a great filmmaker, and we're sure glad to have seen this one. So 1937, Best Picture in 1937 out of Hollywood was The Life of Emile Zola, which we didn't know anything about Emile Zola, so we liked it, and we were once again sitting on our phones reading up about this guy and the time and what was going on. It's based on this true life guy, so worthwhile. But to us, the best movie from this year, hands down, is The Awful Truth with Cary Grant and Irene Dunne. And man, is that just an awesome movie. Very worthwhile checking out. Topper is also from 1937. So Cary Grant, a busy man. We're going to see him real soon. We'll see him in Suspicion, which is not too many movies down the road. But the top grossing film in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yep, the one you're thinking of that you've seen a million times. Just to put everything in context, that movie was made in 1937. So So good. So we're done with this one. We really enjoyed it, and we still continue to enjoy the comments. So keep those coming. Yeah, we'll be back next week with movie. I think I said this was movie number 16. This was movie number 15. Next week is movie number 16. The Lady Vanishes, Hitchcock's second last British film from 1938. So until then, we'll see you then. So from our couch to yours. See you next week.